choreography by Syed Tamanna Rahman. So I would like to request the performer, they can start the cultural program. Thank you.
Happy to perform here tonight. I am Tamanna Rahman, the choreographer and the director of Nrittam Nrityashilan Kendra. So today we are dedicating our performance to our national poet, Qazi Nazrul Islam. Qazi Nazrul Islam was a humanist and he wrote many poems and songs about the females, about the female power, about the women power. And he always asked the women to come out of their veils and contribute to the society. So we have chosen 4 of his creations, 3 songs and 1 poem. So in the beginning, we are going to perform with 1 song, Ami Purabo Desher Puro Nari. In this song, he is describing the beauty of the Eastern women, the women who lives in the eastern part of the globe, and their daily activities. In fact, there is a story behind. Once he was coming to the, at that time it was the East Bengal, from West Bengal, through the river. And when he was traveling, he saw many women doing lots of works on both the banks of the river. So this fascinated him, and he wrote this song which describes the beauty and all the activities the women are doing besides the river. Ami Purabo Desher Puro Nari. Thank you.
Ami pura পুরব দেশের পুরনারী।
Their women power. They must exercise all their energies and all their power inside them so that they can come over all obstacles in their way. Nari, Woman by Kazi Nazrul Islam.
সাম্যের গান গাই, আমার চক্ষে পুরুষ রমণী কোনো ভেদাভেদ নাই। বিশ্বে যা কিছু মহান সৃষ্টি চিরকল্যাণকর, অর্ধেক তার করিয়াছি নারী, অর্ধেক তার নর। বিশ্বে যা কিছু এলো পাপ তাপ বেদনা অশ্রু বাড়ি, অর্ধেক তার আনিয়াছে নর, অর্ধেক তার নারী। নরকুণ্ড বলিয়া কে তোমা করে নারী হেয় জ্ঞান, তারে বলো আদি পাপ নারী নহে, সে যে নর শয়তান। অথবা পাপ যে শয়তান যে নর নহে নারী নহে, ক্লীব সে তাই সে নর নারীতে সমান মিশিয়া রহে। এ বিশ্বে যত ফুটিয়াছে ফুল, ফলিয়াছে যত ফল, নারী দিল তাহে রূপ রস মধু, গন্ধ সুনির্মল। তাজমহলের পাথর দেখেছ, দেখিয়াছ তার প্রাণ, অন্তরে তার মমতাজ নারী, বাহিরেতে শাহজাহান। জ্ঞানীর লক্ষ্মী, গানের লক্ষ্মী, শস্য লক্ষ্মী নারী, সুষমা লক্ষ্মী নারী ফিরেছে রূপে রূপে সঞ্চারী। পুরুষ এনেছে দিবসের জ্বালা, তপ্ত রৌদ্রদাহ, কামিনী এনেছে যামিনী শান্তি, সমীরণ বাড়িবাহ। দিবসে দিয়াছে শক্তি সাহস, নিশীথে হয়েছে বধূ, পুরুষ এসেছে মরু ত্রিশালয়ে, নারী যোগাইছে মধু। শস্যক্ষেত্র উর্বর হলো, পুরুষ চালালো হল, নারী সেই মাঠে শস্য রোপিয়া করিল সুশ্যামল। নরবাহে হল, নারী বাহে জল, সেই জল মাটি মিশে ফসল হইয়া ফলিয়া উঠিল সোনালি ধানের শীষে। স্বর্ণরূপ ভার নারীর অঙ্গ পরশ লোভিয়া হয়েছে অলঙ্কার। নারীর বিরহে নারীর মিলনে নর পেল কবি প্রাণ, যত কথা তার হইল কবিতা, শব্দ হইল গান। নর দিল ক্ষুধা, নারী দিল সুধা, সুধায় ক্ষুধায় মিলে জন্ম লভিছে মহামানবের মহা শিশু তিলে তিলে। জগতের যত বড় বড় জয়, বড় বড় অভিযান, মাতা ভগ্নী ও বধূদের ত্যাগে হইয়াছে মহিয়ান। কোন রণে কত খুন দিল নর, লেখা আছে ইতিহাসে, কত নারী দিল সিথির সিঁদুর, লেখা নাই তার পাশে। কত মাতা দিল হৃদয় উপাড়ি, কত বোন দিল সেবা, বীরের স্মৃতিস্তম্ভের গায়ে লিখিয়া রেখেছে কেবা। কোনো কালে একা হয়নি কো জয়ী পুরুষের তরবারি, প্রেরণা দিয়াছে শক্তি দিয়াছে বিজয় লক্ষ্মী নারী। রাজা করিয়াছে রাজ্য শাসন, রাজারে শাসিল রানী, রানীর দরদে ধুইয়া গিয়াছে রাজ্যের যত গ্লানি। সে যুগ হয়েছে বাসি, যে যুগে পুরুষ দাস ছিল না কো, নারীরা ছিল দাসী। বেদনার যুগ, মানুষের যুগ, সাম্যের যুগ আজি। কেহ রহিবে না বন্দি কাহারও, উঠিছে ডঙ্কা বাজি। নর যদি রাখে নারীরে বন্দি, তবে এরপর যুগে আপনারে রচা ওই কারাগারে পুরুষ মরিবে ভুগে। যুগের ধর্ম এই, পীড়ন করিলে সে পীড়ন এসে পীড়া দেবে তোমাকেই। শোনো মর্তের জীব, অন্যের যত করিবে পীড়ন, নিজে হবে তত ক্লীব। স্বর্ণ রৌপ্য অলঙ্কারের যক্ষ পুরীতে নারী করিল তোমায় বন্দিনী, বলো কোন সে অত্যাচারী? আপনারে আজ প্রকাশের তব নাই সেই ব্যাকুলতা, আজ তুমি ভীরু আড়ালে থাকিয়া নেপথ্যে কও কথা। চোখে চোখে আজি চাহিতে পারো না, হাতে রুলি পায়ে মল, মাথার ঘোমটা ছিঁড়ে ফেলো নারী, ভেঙে ফেলো ও শিকল। যে ঘোমটা তোমা করিয়াছে ভীরু, ওরাও সে আবরণ, দূর করে দাও দাসীর চিহ্ন আছে যত আভরণ। সেদিন সুদূর নয়, যেদিন ধরণী পুরুষের সাথে গাহিবে নারীরও জয়।
The next number is again on a song. Rape is a heinous crime which is being executed everywhere around the globe. And back in those days, Qazi Nazrul Islam, he very boldly protested against this rape, and he asked all the raped women to come out and then again stand on their feet and to carry on their lives. Jago nari jago, bonhi shikha.
জাগো নারী জাগো, বন্দি শিখা, জাগো সাহসী মন্ত্রে রক্ত টিকা। জাগো নারী জাগো, বন্দি শিখা, জাগো সাহসী মন্ত্রে রক্ত টিকা। জাগো নারী জাগো, বন্দি শিখা। দিকে দিকে মেলি কমলে লিহান রসনা, নেচে চলো উন্মাদিনী দিগসনা। দিকে দিকে মেলি কমলে লিহান রসনা, নেচে চলো উন্মাদিনী দিগসনা। জাগো হতভাগিনী ধর্ষিতা নাগিনী, জাগো হতভাগিনী ধর্ষিতা নাগিনী। বিশ্বদাহন তেজে জাগো দাহিকা, জাগো নারী জাগো, বন্দি শিখা, জাগো সাহসী মন্ত্রে রক্ত টিকা। জাগো নারী জাগো, বন্দি শিখা। জ্বলে উঠো অগ্নি, জাগো মাতা কন্যা বধূ ছায়া ভগ্নি। ধূ জ্বলে ওঠো ধূমায়িত অগ্নি, জাগো মাতা কন্যা বধূ ছায়া ভগ্নি। পতিত ধারিণী সর্বস্খলিতা, জাহ্নবী সমবেগে জাগো পদদলিতা। পতিত ধারিণী সর্বস্খলিতা, জাহ্নবী সমবেগে জাগো পদদলিতা। দেখে আরো মারা বজ্রের জাগো নারী জাগো বন্দি শিখা জাগো নারী জাগো বন্দি শিখা জাগো নারী জাগো বন্দি শিখা
Sultana Chand Bibi was an Indian ruler and warrior. She acted as the regent of Bijapur Sultanate during the minority of Ibrahim Adil Shah II during 1580 to 1590 and regent of Ahmednagar Sultanate during the minority of her great nephew Bahadur Shah during 1595 and 1600. Chand Bibi was born on 1550. So Chand Bibi was assassinated for her brave works, and he was forced as a prisoner in the Golconda fort, where she was all the time, she kept her spirit high and she never surrendered to any oppression. So this is the final presentation from Nrityam Nrityan Shilon Kendra, and hope you have joined our performance today. Thank you very much.
চাঁদের কন্যা চাঁদ সুলতানা চাঁদের চেয়েও জ্যোতি চাঁদের কন্যা চাঁদ সুলতানা চাঁদের চেয়েও জ্যোতি তুমি দেখাইলে মহিমান্বিতা নারীতে শক্তিমতী চাঁদের চেয়েও জ্যোতি চাঁদের কন্যা চাঁদ সুলতানা চাঁদের চেয়েও জ্যোতি শেখালে প্রথম চুরি করিয়া নারী ধরিতে পারে যে রূপত তরবারি শেখালে প্রথম চুরি করিয়া নারী ধরিতে পারে যে রূপত তরবারি যদি না রহিত যদি না রহিত যদি না রহিত যদি না রহিত অবরোধের দুর্গ হতো না এ দুর্গতি চাঁদের চেয়েও জ্যোতি চাঁদের কন্যা চাঁদ সুলতানা চাঁদের চেয়েও জ্যোতি তুমি দেখালে নারীর শক্তি স্বরূপ চিন্ময়ী কল্যাণী ভারত জয়ীর দর্পণ আসিয়া ঘোচালে ঘোচালে নারীর গ্লানি তুমি দেখালে নারীর শক্তি স্বরূপ চিন্ময়ী কল্যাণী ভারত জয়ীর দর্পণ আসিয়া
চাঁদের কন্যা চাঁদ সুলতানা চাঁদের চেয়েও জ্যোতি তুমি দেখাইলে মহিমান্বিতা নারীকে শক্তিমতী চাঁদের চেয়েও জ্যোতি চাঁদের কন্যা চাঁদ সুলতানা চাঁদের চেয়েও জ্যোতি।
Thank you, Nitam, performing art, and Tamanna Rahman, who has done excellent job for our guest and for our Women Cinema Conference. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. We'll just take 2 minutes break to set up the dais, and we're going to start. Thank you. And today is our chief guest, Honorable State Minister of Cultural Affairs, Mr. M.A. Khalid, MP, People's Republic of Bangladesh Cultural Ministry, and special. And so we have another special. We have a special guest today, Mr. Charles Whitley, Head of the Delegation European Union, and also we have a special guest, Dr. Umme Bushra Sultana, Chair, Department of Women and Gender Studies, Dhaka University. You can understand all the students from the Dhaka University has arrived today. And we have a Miss Miral Melika Duran, producer, film festival programmer, and EU strategist from Paris, France. So I would like to request Honorable President with the guests, please come to the stage. Yeah. This is kind of gender balanced sitting arrangement anyway. but this is Women in Cinema Conference. It must be major women. Majority. So it has happened. 3 ladies and 2 gentlemen. Anyway, I apologize. I pronounce Honorable Minister's names. His name is Mr. K.M. Khalid, State Minister of Cultural Affairs of Government of People's Republic of Bangladesh. Anyway, let's start our program. First, I will ask Miral Melika Duran, producer, film festival programmer, and EU strategist from Paris. She is going to start the first discussion, and we have a very small discussion. You see the 5 people, but I'm going to tell you, everybody will speak around 5 to 7 minutes. So it will be 30 minutes or maybe 40 minutes. Anyway, thank you very much. Thank you.
May I, if you allow me? We are in COVID time, but I think I'm far from everyone that I can probably take off my mask, and everyone will be safe. Hi, I am a little bit anxious because I wasn't supposed to start. He made me a surprise. His Excellency, Honorable Mr. Khalid, State Minister of Cultural Affairs of Government of Republic of Bangladesh, honorable guests and their ambassador, I am very, very glad and honored to be here today with you. It was a challenging time to travel. I was supposed to be with you last year physically, but I couldn't make it. And I had the chance to be invited online by Ahmed, and we agreed that I will do everything to be here today with you and to participate on this wonderful event, an important event on women especially. I would like to take this opportunity to also thank Ahmed to make this 2 days inside, bringing this 2 days inside the festival and giving us this platform to talk about women and women's empowerment in our society, and how in the film industries and media and communication industries, how we are desperately in need of this kind of platform. Because we are always talking about equality, we are always talking about how we can manage to achieve, even visually achieve the 50-50. But we are in this time of the period of the world where we did not achieve this 50-50, unfortunately. Not in Europe, not in US, not in Africa, not in Asia. We are talking all together, we are all the time talking about equality. We have the word in our mouth, we have the word now in our brain. We try to implement that, but we are not get to use this word practically in our everyday life. We are not arriving on a stage of legally everywhere in the world having an equal participation and equal standards legally and legislatively. In some countries we are still struggling to have the equal rights. Of course, most importantly, with this movement of Me Too who started in US, we started a lot of new way of thinking. You know, we suddenly arrive on the platform of the TV shows, at the journals, and we all started to talk about Me Too event, how it is very hard for women, how it is hard to talk about the LGBT rights and the women's rights, and how women were struggling, how LGBTs are struggling. That was amazing. That was amazing that finally we were talking about all that. But the most important part is not only to bringing the subject in front of the TVs or journals and some articles and so on, and bringing organization to be aware about the women's struggle, the equality and the women's rights. Now it's time to act. Now it's time to also give the platform. Now it's time to, for the states and for all the countries, to put legal efforts to give this with funding, with some laws, and try to bring more substance to the work. I want to see more students in the world, women students at university. I want to see more women in film industry. I want to see more women in skills, giving them possibility to be in position to be. Thank you for the flowers. I wasn't expecting that. I didn't work that hard. I really want to see women in every level of the society and in every corner of the world. I really see that according to our European policy, achieving gender equality is essential to fulfillment of the European mission, which is safeguarding human rights, upholding democracy, and preserving the rule of law. But this is not only for Europe, it should be for all of the countries in the world. Gender equality means equal rights, visibility, empowerment, responsibility. I really want to boldly underline responsibility, and participation of both women and men in all spheres of public and private life. It also means that we all need an equal access to the distribution of resources between men and women in all levels, and this globally. Because I can see that we do not have an equal distribution. We do not have equal distribution, nor in our society in Europe, not here. Gender imbalances and stereotyping is so severe that we can see that we are not giving the best image and the best future for our future generation. We are decreasing instead. We do not give we are more and more focused on violences made by different institutions. Yeah. We talk about violence, we talk about rape, but legally we don't have the tools to protect it. In Europe, at the Council of Europe, I was one of the people, or one of the third person to work on writing the Istanbul Convention, which is a convention to protect women against all violences. And unfortunately, some of the country who signed it withdraw, like Turkey first, and some others are still struggling to accept this convention to protect women. But protecting women is also protecting our next generation. Even if we started to kill women, if we start to put women on a side in our society, that means that we are putting our next generation, a future generation of youth people and women and children on the side. How can we all together improve and grow and be stable if we do not give the chance to all of our next generation, future generation, a possibility to grow, possibility to understand that living equally means also growing. Because if you put the women on the side, if you don't let them be free, think free, wear freely what she wants to, or be free in her way of thinking, and giving her the possibility to realize her dream can be anything. How can you expect her to be later a mom who can also give big dreams, big possibility, big education, whatever it is necessary to be fulfilled in life for kids? How can she be a woman if she's not, how can she be happy and healthy for the future generation? Because woman is not only a future mom, perhaps she don't want to be a mom, but she can be, but she's probably going to be a sister, a friend, a companion. She's going to be in this society. We are in this society, and we want to take our lead. We want to also be part of the system of leading. We want to be around the table, and we don't want to only have people who decide for us. We want to be in the table and around the table to be deciders as well for our future. And I think that is very, very important. And in the world we are living, media and communication is also a tool where we can also achieve through this a kind of a visibility for all of us. I don't want to talk a lot about Europe and European and women in Europe, because this is a paper I prepared in my discussion, which is going to be tomorrow morning, I think. And I have two more panels. That's why I try to be kind of I wanted to just spontaneously discuss with you now. I'm very open to all of Q&A. If you have a question, I'm here. But I think for Europe, I will probably let the ambassador talk more about our lines. And I will give more details about women and cinema and the European perspective. But I am very open to all questions. I would like to again thank you for having me. and would like to apologize for this very spontaneous participation of mine for this session. It wasn't expected. Thank you so much for having me.
Because you are an expert, so we should start with the expert. That's the main thing. Anyway, now I would like to request Dr. Umme Bushra Sultana, Chair, Department of Women and Gender Studies, Dhaka University. Dr. Umme.
Good morning, everyone. Today is the first day of 8th Dhaka International Conference on Women in Cinema, Content and Context. As most of our guests are from different parts of the world, I would like to continue my speech in English. Hope that's okay with you. Honorable Chief Guest, Mr. K.M. Khalid, State Minister of Cultural Affairs of the Government of People's Republic of Bangladesh, His Excellency Mr. Charles Whiteley, Miss Moral Malika Duran, and other distinguished guests, and my dear students. Good morning and a very warm welcome to you all. I'm delighted to be part of this very special conference as the chair of the Women and Gender Studies Department. And first of all, I would like to start my discussion by thanking Ahmed Mustafa Kamal Bhai for organizing this conference every year amidst this corona pandemic. Can we put our hands together to give him a clap? And I'm also thankful to start this conference with this wonderful cultural performance. Thank you to the performers as well. The meaning of those various performances were, there was a call to invite women to wake up, to come out of their badges, to come out of their chains. I would say that we have gone way past that, because now women are no more under chains. They have moved ahead. They're taking part everywhere, starting from jobs and in education, in administration, everywhere women are there. But I would like to ask this question: is our society prepared to welcome these women who are coming for work? I don't think so. I think our society needs to get prepared to welcome these empowered women and work beside them. This Women in Cinema conference every year, it brings together lots of film producers, film directors, and performers from all over the world. If we look at the history, we can see that cinema and women has always had a negative association. In the introductory eras, those women who used to perform in films were treated negatively. But we have long passed those years. Now women are acting in the cinemas, in the films, but women-focused cinemas are very few in numbers. The movies that focus on women's struggle and women's challenging lives are not mainstreamed. They're always treated as kind of realistic movies, but those are not part of mainstreamed movies. So from this conference, my request would be to make more numbers of movies. And we need our men also to come forward, to invest on women-related stories, women-related movies. That's all from me. I would like to thank again to all the distinguished guests and speakers and performers and participants today. Thank you all and wish you all a very good day.
Actually, I want Dhaka University, this Gender Studies Department should be our permanent partner, because we believe that this is the department who can be mostly benefited. I mean, the issues we are discussing here, the keynote papers and others professionals is coming. So we need like this institution, because our film festival is aiming, whatever is doing, try to reach the students, mainly students and young filmmakers, something. Like Jahangirnagar University, Jagannath University, the film department, every student is participating in our festival, and they have 10 marks or 15 marks. They have to, this assignment for the festival. So you know, this kind of things, it makes us very happy. We feel so proud and we feel more energy, to continue our effort, because our target is our future generation. I'm an old man, so I don't want to, you see. So that's why I think that if we can make a good generation who can continue this type of job and these things, can be more successful with our aims. Yeah, stable and yeah, right. Thank you, Meryl. And now I would like to request Charles, the Honorable Ambassador. I knew him since a very long time. He said 11 years or 12 years back, he was in Dhaka before. From that time, Charles Whiteley, yes. I used to call him Charles, so. This is his second time in Dhaka. Nice gentleman, and is a British, but working for the European Union. Though they are not part of the EU, still he is in the EU. I'm very happy because we want to see the whole world should be together. Why EU? Why ASEAN? Why SAARC? Why not one organization? We are all together, no border, no countries, like a bird. Anyway, so film can be reached everywhere, but the passport and diplomats makes us separate. Anyway, please come forward, Charles, and next year I want to see your logo in our festival banner. Thank you.
Thank you, dear Ahmed. It's a delight to be here, and I think you've given my speech for me, certainly the bit about the importance of being together. I'm really delighted to be able to be here and also to be back in Dhaka after so many years. I was first here in 2005 to 2009, and of course the film festival was going strongly then, and it's a delight to see that it's still going strongly now. But I should begin by saluting the fellow distinguished panelists, the Honourable State Minister K.M. Khalid, the Honourable Dr. Umar Pusra Fateh Sultana from the Department of Women and Gender Studies at Dhaka University, Professor Kishvar Kamal, lovely to see you, and also Ms. Meryl Malika Duran. It's a delight to have a colleague and a visitor from Europe. I'm glad you made it here in spite of all the difficulties still with the world, thanks to COVID. But just to begin, I'm honoured to be invited to this opening of the 8th Dhaka International Conference on Women in Cinema, and congratulate everybody involved on putting together such a rich and diverse array of events. Cinema is a powerful medium that can act as a catalyst for social change and a tool for the empowerment of women. Unfortunately, women are often still represented from a male viewpoint in many movies. Too often, such films do not go beyond representing the traditional gender roles of men and women and consolidate a patriarchal view of society. To avoid this unidimensional view and representation, more women need to participate in the storytelling process and in directing films, as that is what will ultimately determine how a story comes across. It requires that more scripts be written by women, since men cannot entirely live through, capture and present the female experience and viewpoints. It appears harder for female actors to turn director compared to their male counterparts. Women in film need more funding in their various roles, but especially when it comes to screenwriting and directing. That said, happily in recent years, more women are coming to the forefront, even though there exists evidence of this funding gap for films written and directed by women. Initiatives like this conference are a valuable way in which to empower women in cinema and shine a spotlight on all the issues that have already been mentioned on this stage, and hence shine a spotlight on these issues in society at large. There remains a mountain to climb. The Celluloid Ceiling Report assesses every year the prominence of women directors in Hollywood. And though there were a record number of female directors in 2020, there were only 17% of directors of the top 250 grossing movies of 2021 who were women. So that illustrates the scale of the mountain to climb. For the EU and our 27 member states, as Ms. Marej Velika-Duran mentioned, gender equality and women's empowerment are pillars of a fair and just society and a fundamental element of our collaboration with Bangladesh. And we have much work to do in Europe and around the world to try to achieve those goals still. I want to close with an inspirational and hopeful quote from Maggie Gyllenhaal, who, as you know, has enjoyed much success as both actor and director, most recently, of course, with The Lost Daughter. It's quite a long quote, but I like it. She says, "I've noticed a lot of people talking about the wealth of roles for powerful women in television lately. And when I look around this room at the women here, and I think about the performances that I've watched this year, what I see actually are women who are sometimes powerful and sometimes not, sometimes sexy and sometimes not, sometimes honourable and sometimes not. And what I think is new is this wealth of roles for actual women in television and in film. That's what I think is revolutionary and evolutionary." So I love that from her. It's a message of positivity. There's a long way to go, but I think that's the sort of message that we need to send out through this event. And I wish the organisers well and look forward to following the rest of the conference. Thanks.
Hello. Okay. Now it's a time to hear something from one of our great patron. He's the man. He's a minister, but you know, he comes before us. He comes to the point. No. He is the most efficient, and it happens. You know, I'm telling you one story. 3 years back, all of a sudden, we received one check. So what is it? Then I opened it. I saw the check from the cultural ministry. I said, I didn't ask for money. How this check is come? So I told in the opening ceremony in Bengali, Meghna Chaite Jal. It means, you didn't ask for water. You didn't ask for the cloud, but the water is still there. How? So he said, this is the cultural ministry used to be. And thank you, Mr. K.M. Khalid. After his coming, it happens. Though it is not that big, but the gesture he showed, that is the most important thing. So now it's increased little bit, so it will be increased. I'm sure, inshallah, it will be increased more and more. But thing is that the attitude, I like it. And that's why I feel that he is a very gentle, moderate person, and cultural ministry should be like this. So now, Honorable Cultural Minister, the State Minister K.M. Khalid.
জনাব আহমেদ মুস্তফা জামাল, পাশে আবার আমি কালকে নাকি সিদ্দিকি লাগিয়েছিলাম না, কবে সেটা তিনি বলছিলেন। আমি অনুষ্ঠানে যাচ্ছি, এর আগে একটু কথা বলে নেই, যেটি তিনি বলছেন যে মেঘনা যেতে বৃষ্টি, অথবা আমার আগে চলে আসা, বাসায় কাজকর্ম নাই, ভাবলাম ওখানে ভালো একটি জায়গায় সময় কাটা আগে আসা, অথবা টাকা হয়তো জলে চলে যাবে, সেই জন্য আপনাদেরকে দিয়ে দিলাম, এরকম না বিষয়টা। বিষয়টা হলো যে একটি ভালো জায়গাতে আমরা ইনভেস্ট করেছি, সেইটাই হলো আমাদের মূল জায়গা। আপনার মতো বরেণ্য ব্যক্তিরা যেখানে আছেন, আজকের এই অষ্টম আন্তর্জাতিক উইমেন ফিল্ম মেকার্স কনফারেন্স, যেটি রেইনবো চলচ্চিত্র সংসদ আয়োজন করেছে, আয়োজনের সম্মানিত অতিথিবর্গ মিস্টার চার্লস, হেড অফ দ্য ডেলিগেশন ইউরোপীয় ইউনিয়ন, অধ্যাপক ডক্টর উম্মে বুশরা, প্রডিউসার মিরাল মেলিকা দুরান অ্যান্ড হার এক্সেলেন্সি, উপস্থিত সুধীমণ্ডলী, সবার প্রতি আমার সশ্রদ্ধ সালাম রইল, শুভ সকাল। রেইনবো চলচ্চিত্র সংসদের উদ্যোগে বিংশতিতম ঢাকা আন্তর্জাতিক চলচ্চিত্র উৎসব, যেটি গতকালকে জাতীয় জাদুঘরে উদ্বোধন করা হয়েছে। আমাদের মাননীয় পররাষ্ট্রমন্ত্রী সেখানে ছিলেন, তিনি উদ্বোধন করেছেন, সভাপতিত্ব করেছেন পররাষ্ট্র প্রতিমন্ত্রী জনাব শাহরিয়ার আলম, আমিও ছিলাম সেখানে। রেইনবো চলচ্চিত্র সংসদ গত 30 বছর যাবৎ এ ধরনের আয়োজনের সাথে তারা সম্পৃক্ত আছে। এটি তারা 20তম উৎসব। গত বছর হয়নি করোনার মহামারীর কারণ, যেটি তারা তাদের কাঙ্ক্ষিত জায়গাটিতে পুষতে পারেনি, বাট তারা উৎসবটি করেছিলেন। সংস্কৃতি মন্ত্রণালয়ে আমরা চলচ্চিত্রের সাথে না থাকলেও চলচ্চিত্রের শিল্পী সব আমাদের, ছবি আমরা করি না, সেই তথ্য মন্ত্রণালয় করে, কিন্তু চলচ্চিত্রের সাথে সম্পৃক্ত যত শিল্পী কলাকুশলী আছেন তাদের সাথে আমাদের একটি আত্মার সম্পর্ক গড়েছে। আজকের এই আমি বলবো যে এটি নারীর ক্ষমতায়নের একটি জায়গা আপনারা তৈরি করছেন, যে আমাদের নিজস্ব সংস্কৃতি ধরে রাখা এবং আমাদের ঐতিহ্যকে বহির্বিশ্বে প্রচার করার জন্য আপনার যে উদ্যোগ, সেটি অবশ্যই প্রশংসা। সেই সাথে বহির্বিশ্বের কাছ থেকে যেগুলি গ্রহণযোগ্য, আমাদের যেই সমস্ত কালচার, যে সমস্ত টেকনিক্যাল নোহা অথবা যাই বলেন ভালো কিছু যা কিছু আছে, সাধু সংক্রান্ত যা কিছু সবই আপনারা গ্রহণ করে আমাদের এই সংস্কৃতি উজ্জ্বল। আমাদের এই অনুষ্ঠানের শুরুতে একটি অসাধারণ আমরা কালচারাল প্রোগ্রাম দেখেছি তামান্না রহমানের নেতৃত্বে। সেটি অনুসারে তামান্না রহমানকে আমার অনেক অনেক ধন্যবাদ এবং কৃতজ্ঞতা। সেই সাথে রেইনবো চলচ্চিত্র সংসদ তারা যেভাবে করছেন, ঢাকা বিশ্ববিদ্যালয়ের প্রফেসর ডক্টর উম্মে বুশরা, তিনি তার সকল ছাত্রছাত্রী এসেছেন, যখনই তার নাম উঠে খুব জোরে একটা করতালি হয়। এটি আমাদের সবসময়, তার জন্য আমরা চাইব যে করতালিটা আমাদের এই মঞ্চের যারা আছেন, আমি ছাড়া বাকিদের জন্য আরও একবার আপনারা করতালি দিন। তারা বহু দূর দেশ থেকে এসছে, তাদের প্রতি একটা অভিযোগে করতালি দিন। আর আরেকটি বিষয় আমি বলছি যে আমি ঢাকা বিশ্ববিদ্যালয়ের ছাত্র ছিলাম, আমরা পাঁচ ভাই ঢাকা বিশ্ববিদ্যালয়ের ছাত্র ছিলাম। আমি ছাড়া বাকি সবাই ঢাকা বিশ্ববিদ্যালয় পাশ করেছে, আমি পাশ না করে 4 মাস পড়েছি। 4 মাস 4.5 মাস পরে আমি আবার ময়মনসিংহে ফিরে গেছি, তাতে আমার 1 বছর লস হয়েছে লেখাপড়া। আমি সোশিওলজিতে পড়তাম, 1 বছর সোশিওলজিতে পড়েছি, 1 বছর একটি বছর গেছে আমার। হোম সিকনেস যেটাকে বলে, সেই জন্য আমার ময়মনসিংহে সবাই অবাক হয়ে বলতো ঢাকা বিশ্ববিদ্যালয়ের ছেড়ে আনন্দমোহন কলেজে কেউ পড়ে? আমি বলি হ্যাঁ আমি পড়ি। সেইখানে পড়েই তো এই পর্যন্ত ঢাকা বিশ্ববিদ্যালয় পড়লে হয়তো আরও দূর যেতে পারতাম, সেটা আমার একটা বিশ্বাস জমে। সেখানে ঢাকা বিশ্ববিদ্যালয়ে সেই সময় যারা বন্ধু ছিল তারা সবাই বেশ ভালো আছে। এবং আজকে যারা আমি যাদেরকে দেখছি, এই সাবজেক্টটি কিন্তু একটু কঠিন সাবজেক্ট। এই সাবজেক্ট পড়ে বিসিএস অফিসার হওয়া কঠিন হবে, এই সাবজেক্ট পড়ে খুব বড় ব্যবসায়ী হওয়া কঠিন হবে, কিন্তু এই সাবজেক্টটি পড়ে রাষ্ট্রকে একটি জায়গায় নিয়ে যাওয়া যাবে যাতে আমাদের কালচার খুব ডেভেলপড হবে, আমরা বিশ্বাস করি। সেই দিক থেকেই আপনারা এই সাবজেক্টটিতে পড়ছেন আমি বিশ্বাস করি। এবং আপনারা আমাদের ঐতিহ্যকে, যেটা আমাদের কালচারকে, যে 1000 বছর আগের ঐতিহ্য, এখনকার ঐতিহ্য, অনাগত ভবিষ্যতে যেটি আমাদের সংস্কৃতির সম্পৃক্ত হবে, সেইটিকে আপনারা যাচাই বাছাই করে আপনাদের মেধার মধ্য দিয়ে এই সংস্কৃতিকে আপনারা আরও আলোকিত করবেন, উদ্ভাসিত করবেন এবং সমাজকে আপনারা আপনাদের যে কাঙ্ক্ষিত জায়গা, সেই কাঙ্ক্ষিত জায়গাতে পৌঁছে দেওয়ার জন্য আপনারা একটি পথের নির্দেশনা দিবেন বলে আমি বিশ্বাস করি। আমার এই ক্ষুদ্র বন্ধু যারা আছেন, শিক্ষার্থী বন্ধুরা যারা আছেন, তারা এমন কিছু করবেন যেটির মধ্য দিয়ে এই জাতি এবং রাষ্ট্র উপকৃত হয় এবং আমরা বহির্বিশ্বতে একটি সম্মান বয়ে আনতে পারি, এই আশা ব্যক্ত করে আমি আজকের এই 8ম আন্তর্জাতিক উইমেন্স ফিল্ম মেকার্স কনফারেন্সের শুভ উদ্বোধন ঘোষণা করছি। খোদা হাফেজ, জয় বাংলা, জয় বঙ্গবন্ধু বাংলাদেশ চিরজীবী।
Honorable Minister, we have a small ceremony where we'll have to candle the light. Then through this lightning, it will be inaugurated. Yeah, you declare already, but there's a formalities before the presiding speech will come. We'd like to request to everybody come over there to candle the light, please. Honorable Minister has one program. He is going to leave soon. So I'd like to request our Chairman, Professor Kishore Kamal, to deliver her presiding speech. Please.
The blaring light. Thank you, Ahmad. Actually, we're running late, and as Ahmad has already warned us about to be short in our deliverance, I would just welcome Mr. K.M. Khalid, State Minister of Cultural Affairs of the Government of People's Republic of Bangladesh, and the chief guest today, His Excellency Charles Whiteley, Head of Delegation, EU Delegation to Bangladesh, Dr. Umme Bushra Fateha Sultana, Chair, Department of Women and Gender Studies, Dhaka University, and Miss Meryl Malika Duran, Producer, Film Festival Programmer, and EU Strategist from Paris, France. She has flown all the way from Paris, France, yeah. And we were a bit apprehensive whether we could have all our delegations here, and there they are. And this shows how much enthusiasm and interest they have in our film festivals, as they have always attended it. As always, I am tempted to quote from Rabindranath Tagore, our universal poet, a philosopher, from his writings, and this is a translated version in English. And again, he has translated his own works in English too, and his works have been translated in various languages. Quote, "For we women, and not only deities of the household fire, but the flame of the soul itself." This is from Ghore Baire, from the house and the world outside. "Women lose their delicacy and refinement when they are compelled night and day to haggle with their destiny over things pitifully small, and for this they are blamed by those whom their toil supports." Yeah, this is the irony of life. And as Ms. Merrill has already mentioned, that we need to strengthen the women. We need to see women in every corner of the world, not just for the sake of being present, but with their spirit and strength. And equal distribution has to be there. I agree with her fully, both in East and West. Although we see rays of light, as today we see the young faces all attending this program. Since the beginning, since the opening, I've seen these faces, and this generates a lot of interest and inspiration amongst us. As Ahmad has also mentioned, that we are old people now, and we have to step aside and make room for the young today. I wouldn't lengthen my speech anymore, but I would again thank profusely our Minister for State, for foregoing his responsibility in the office. And today is a weekday, beginning of the week, and our other guests and all those who are present here waiting for the conference to begin. Thank you all very much. And also a big thank you to Ahmad Mustafa Jamal Shobon for putting up this grand show. Thank you very much.
Thank you. This is the end of the first session, of the inaugural session. And thank you, Tamanna and her team. Thank you, everybody who was presented in this opening ceremony. Now we have a tea break, 11:30, our first session will be start. So thank you very much. We are looking forward for our 6th seminar. So first session is going to start at 11:30. Thank you again. Thank you. Because sometimes we need to talk, but of course we can talk, but it will be better if you can make it very quietly or some kind of communicative way, I mean by signaling or something. Not to raise the voice. I'm sure I can't hear Elahe from here, but maybe somebody from near can be here anyway, but still. So everybody, I'll ask you your attention. Forgive me for this asking you. So I'll be very happy if you please, Satish, tell me what happened. What is disturbing? It is not disturbing. Don't worry. It will be settled. Don't worry. It's started. It's not started. It will be started now, right now. Okay. First session, I would like to request for this first session, presided by Professor Kishore Kamal, Chairperson of the Dhaka International Film Festival. This paper is going to be presented by Weya Dogan from Turkey, and speaker is from Paris, Meral Meleka, and Yana Lakshara from Bulgaria. I'll ask everybody to come to the stage, and Kishore Kamal, you take the whole thing. You can start. Yeah.
No, nothing. We are just welcoming Miss Oya Doğan, journalist, film critic, and scriptwriter and consultant for TV series and feature films from Istanbul, Turkey. And the title is, her keynote paper title, New Generation Turkish Film Female Directors, from Pelin Esmer to Deniz Gemse Ergivin. Miss Oya Doğan.
Thank you.